Welcome back. Since we last left off, I think we have just gone down to the left path and we saw that there was a path there leading out to a completely different location that I did not want to go down before fully exploring this place. I am a huge fan of just exploring one place at a time, so I figured, okay, let me go clear this area first and then hopefully it'll be a lot better when I clear that place. I'll be a lot higher level, things like that, right? And I didn't even clear the boss for this stage yet, so I'm assuming there is a boss. I mean, I know now there is a boss because I'm recording this afterwards. For those of you who didn't watch my previous episode, because why would you? I was streaming this and I had my mic muted the whole time, like a complete dumbass. That this is the last time that's ever gonna happen because oh my god, this is such a pain to do. I don't know how people do this afterwards. They even make up a script. Why? How do you? Why? That's so much time and effort, and I don't got either of those. So okay, I think I was a lot more careless in this run or in this video as compared to the last one because I just wanted to get it done quick and over. Plus, I've gone through this fight. I'd like to say 3 or 4 times by now. So I really, really, really didn't want to have to go through the trouble of fighting all of these people again. I have explored the left side, I've explored the right side, so all that's left is going forward. Now I have no idea why I took on this guy. I had no reason to fight that, I think. No, I had a reason to fight that actually. I needed to clear the... Yeah, and then there's this jump scare. I had not actually gone down fully in that path because I beelined it straight towards the jumping platform thing. Which is fine. There isn't anything much left for me to do here actually, now that I think about it. There are a few enemies and okay, this was a heavy mistake. This is when I realized I was going to get ganked on the left because of the enemies that I fought. So I retreated and I tried to fight them one by one and this guy did not get stunned and I got CC'd. At this point I was panicking. I was like, please stop, cease, 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 cease. Help me, Lewis. Thank you. Okay. Ow. Okay. Okay, that's a standard Dark Souls error over there, healing right in front of the enemy. I was in quite bad shape right now, so I figured, alright, I'm just going to go proceed forward as much as I can on this path, and hopefully nothing bad comes up, and I can just clear everything. And to my shock and surprise, bang! Out, 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 out. Okay, so since there was only one person, I figured, you know what, it's probably okay for us to take it. If I just keep on dodging this stupid hammer attacks, I should be fine. Lewis decides to go in for a quick attack, and I do too, only to get stopped mid-dash. Ouch. But I think I just CC him here. Alright. There we go. Not the worst fight I've ever had, but not the cleanest either. 400 HP and 3 enemies to go. I think I just blast them all. Yeah. These dogs remind me of the hounds from Dark Souls. They're always... like, they have such a high uh, stagger value in that game. I'm glad it's not the same here, but with such a high stagger value, it's crazy. If 2 or 3 of them swarm you, you're just dead. You're actually just dead. It's impossible to recover from. And so I think I was panicking a bit, and I really, really didn't want to take the fight to them because of that. Here I think I'm just clearing up the rest of the goon squad. And this guy shows up, and he has a tail. I see that that's a cloak. No, that is a tail. Oops. Yeah, I am extremely careless here. I was not paying attention at all to anything that I was doing, and it paid a lot. I was considering it too, just considering going for the trial of blood because why not, right? What's the worst that could possibly happen with 192 health, 192 health? But no, I decided to be just a little bit wiser here. I saw that I did want to try out the hunter emblem though. Um, I wanted to try the hunter emblem because I figured, oh, fantastic, gun goes pew pew, right? Ranged weaponry is probably a lot better than any melee alternative that I can find in this game. Melee is normally a lot more dangerous. Yeah, it may deal more damage, but in the long run, I think that ranged damage will probably be the way to go for the playthrough. At least that's what I thought here, because it turns out this blood coat actually sucks. It's not good. It's actually really not good. It deals so little damage for the amount of time that it's supposed to be for the amount of damage it's supposed to be dealing, and for the amount of mana that I actually have. Remember, I only have 30 mana to play around with, so if each blast takes 6 mana and deals only 1,000 damage, then for one of those big bosses, I would need to blast it with all of my mana to even kill it. Mm, that's just not worth it, and that also means that I need to use a lot of Ichor pellets to be able to restore my mana because I can't charge realistically. I can't actually charge my mana without using the charge attack, especially during boss fights and things like that. Because if I try to go for a charge attack, I'm just gonna die. They're gonna hit me, I'm gonna get parried, and bye bye. Right? So I can't do that. I tried really hard to make it work though. Here, I realized that I was a bit doomed, so I think I just wanted to go back and refill my HP. I have explored pretty much everything in this general direction already, so I believe I was planning to go back to my home, reset my HP, and head off in the other direction. If I don't get lost first, which I of course do. Good news is I now have 5 regeneration orbs instead of 4. Yay, that's progress. Another in other news though, I think I have fully cleared out this area. If you're watching and you actually notice I didn't clear out one of the areas, please let me know. I can always come back to it anyway. Alright, so I go back up. I love this jumping animation. Look at that. It's so smooth, it's so fast. I think it's a bit faster than the Elden Ring one. The Elden Ring one was literally just you rushing up the ladder, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to skip this part because this is just me reading all of the various items that I can create or take and taking nothing. I think except for one. I took this. I took the row for the hunter because I really wanted to try and make the hunter work, but it really just did not work. I'll see you all after I do this. And we're back. So I finally managed to craft out all of my stats and take up whatever that I wanted to, only to realize that, wow, I have a map now. Great. Would have been useful a while ago. No matter. We progress forward. This is also when I realized that hitting through the hitboxes wasn't really a thing I could do. I couldn't shoot through these gantries, I couldn't hit through these gantries. It's almost like it's an invisible wall instead of an actual fence gate, which is, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just an interesting choice, I suppose. Here is me trying out the Hunter and realizing I do less damage than the caster. The caster here, for each Mega Blast, hits about 1,000 points of damage, 1,100. The same Mega Blast with the same mana for the Hunter does 900 points of damage. And so I'm thinking to myself, why would I ever use the Hunter over just using the mage, right? It just doesn't make sense for me why I would ever do that. Unless I can use a weapon that I can't normally use or skills that I can't normally use. But the caster, the good thing about the caster is I can use almost every skill, especially since it scales with mind instead of whatever. I can just pick up the skills from the hunter and use them for the caster instead and deal more damage that way. So then why would I ever need to use the hunter? I don't understand. It's a bit weird. It's a bit weird for me. But I think it's okay. Maybe there's some special abilities that I have yet to unlock for the hunter that will make it really good. But if there is, I don't know of it. I almost get wrecked fighting these guys. I was trying my best to kite and to use as little health regen as possible, but that clearly didn't work out. So now I am left with 700 health and almost no mana and almost no regeneration. I actually contemplated just going back and healing and resetting this fight and cutting this part out, but I figured I'll just stick to it. I also realized something about the Bardiche, which is yes, it deals more damage than the Sunset Sword, but it attacks a lot slower and it staggers a lot less. And this is a general gripe I have with these games is you don't show attack speed, you don't show poise break value, right? These are actually really important when using melee characters because you want to know how fast you can attack, so what your rotation should be, so how often you need to dodge, and how fast you can poise break them. If I do not have those information, it's very hard to judge which weapons are actually better than the other. I think I mistimed one of them here. So I ended up switching back to the Bardiche sword in sorry, the Bardiche sword. Ah yes, the sword stuck on top of the Bardiche. No, I ended up switching back to the Sunset sword and benching the Bardiche permanently. I think it was also at this point where I decided that the hunter was mid. It has its upsides for sure, but it just dealt less damage than the caster. I should just use the caster. It just deals more damage. For I can use the same weapons. Maybe I'm supposed to use it specifically with the bayonet, right? But I sold both bayonets, and they were just lost bayonets anyway. They weren't exactly good bayonets. So putting all that aside, I decided to switch for fighter, equipped all my passives, and start using what I'll probably use for the foreseeable future, which is the Zweihander. Yep, here I equipped it. 591 physical damage. Whew, that's a lot of physical damage. And look, it just nice hits 111 weight out of 120. That is peak efficiency right there. I am able to equip a lot of the items that I normally equip as well. A lot of the skills that I normally equip as well. I didn't know this at the time, but Phantom Assault can only be used with a light weapon. So, oops. Okay, I do want to talk about that. That right there was Detect Presence. It did nothing. It actually did nothing. I have no idea what it's used for. I detected presence. It goes in a small circle in front of me. It's so tiny. When would I ever need to use that? I guess to determine whether I'm using a mimic or not. But That's so rare. It's such a niche. It's such a niche usage. I don't know when I would ever need to use something like that. But it's okay. I think here I swapped to the Night Claw and then realized I got ganked by one of these big guys. Look at that. Look at how much damage I deal with just one hit. 728. That's insane. I love this weapon already. It's so good. Bang. It's so cool. It's not even sharp, it's just a big club. Zweihander. Zweihanders are not like this. Zweihanders are they have thin blades. You don't need such a big blade to cut something unless you're cutting into, well, one of these abominations. Bonk. Oh, I missed. Bonk. I love it. This weapon is great. I'm gonna use this for a while. This anti-venom here, this is what we call foreshadowing. This was a park, wasn't it? This place always feels so lonely. Dude, there is no one here except us. Of course you feel it, this feels lonely. It's a ruined world. Nobody lives here. You know, this makes me wonder what the world outside of this looks like. It's probably pretty normal, isn't it? It's just this area, the gale of whatever that got hit with this big miasma thing, right? Outside should be perfectly fine. Do you think they have usable parasites outside? Like the parasites they use outside of this gale actually works to do something for them? Maybe, right? Who knows? Here, I think here is where I unlocked one of my favorite skills in the entire game. So the whole problem with a big sword is it's slow. Its attacks are heavy, its attacks are very slow and very directed, right? When you swing, you basically CC yourself to attack. But this specific skill takes those defects and just chucks them out the window. Just says, nope, mm-mm, no way I'm going to have something like that. I'm going to attack faster than a normal sword can. And Zweihanders in real life are supposed to be able to attack quite fast, so I mean, it makes some sense, I guess. Triple Annihilator. This skill is just insane. This skill is mad. I think I'm going to test it on someone here. Like, I think if I land this skill on any trash enemy, it just straight up disintegrates. Oh yeah, I haven't gone down there yet. I should go down there before I progress. Here, I slice. Do I try it against this boss? No, I do not. Okay. Okay, that was very underwhelming, but trust me, it's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. If you guys watch the next episode, you guys can see me use it I for real versus a boss. And this skill carries so hard. Um oh, I think I use it against this boss. Look at this. Yup. Okay. Sure, buddy. Hit. Okay. Come on, use the skill. Use the skill. Bang, bang, bob, boom. Instant dead. How are you even supposed to do anything against that? If you are one of them, you would be so mad. You would say this is a balance issue. I also think it's a balance issue, honestly. I am going to be abusing that for the foreseeable future. Now, I've played a lot of Souls like games, and what I do know is a big circular area. equals boss fight. And so, we'll leave that for the next episode. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.